Well, the podcast back again. Today's a special episode as well. We're actually going to have Carla Dawson on here from hyCleaner, who is going to be talking about a few different things. We got some great questions that we put together for her. So I'm very excited about that. Now, let me just double check here and make sure the volumes are all good. That's a little too high. How's everybody doing this week? You guys ready to talk about some really awesome stuff? I've got so much to talk about. There's been so much that has been going on within myself, the company, Solar Panel Clean Friends, the group, the website, the YouTube channel. It's been exciting. And in addition to that, we've been able to do a lot of things lately that we haven't been able to do in the past. So I've been really, really excited about that. Let me see here. How do we sound? In addition to that, we've been able to really excited about that. That sounds really good. I think that sounds really, really good. You know what I would really like, though? Give me a second here. I think that sounds really, really good. I'm feeling much better and super excited. You know what? I was feeling good today. I felt really good. This morning, I was feeling really, really good. So, I'm in a good mood. I'm a happy individual. Let's see what their lo-fi is like. The problem is when I put my headphones on from the computer, I can hear it. So, the problem is when I put my headphones on from the computer, I can hear it. So, that's not bad. That's really chill. That's not bad. No, it's not. So, solar panel cleaning friends. What's up? We had a little bit of a problem here today. Guys, I want to make it really, really clear. The group is for anybody, for everybody and anybody. So we're all able to be on there, anybody. And my opinion matters not. It really doesn't. It's just another opinion just like anybody's. So don't get crazy about my opinion about things because in the end of it, it really doesn't matter. And also, I am also going to say that in the end, we're all solar panel cleaners or cleaner of some sort or a business owner. And so when it all boils down to it, we all have pretty much the same common goal is what we're going here. But today, on today's show, we're going to be talking with Miss Carla Dawson, and I'm super excited. She's got a lot of stuff to share with us, a lot. If you haven't been watching Carla Dawson, seeing her post in the group, you should really pay attention to her because she's really coming through with some really good information, top tier information to share with you guys. Not only that, she is a representative, distributor, you should probably say it better than me, of the hyCleaner solar panel cleaner robot, which we saw at the convention when we went to that Solar Long Beach convention. That was really, really cool. She had a really good demonstration set up for that. It was really cool. I mean, they took a lot of time with their whole demonstration, I will have to say. So for that, today's episode is dedicated to hyCleaner. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors: WCR, Window Cleaning Resource, Tucker, USA, Reach Higher Ground Industries, Simple, Water-Fed Poles, and all the other people that we love out there. Window Magic Supply, one of the best window cleaning brick and mortar stores that I have ever gone to. They're right here, located in Escondido, California, where I'm from, which really, really helps out. But they're a great place to shop at. Let's see here. Whew, guys, I'll tell you what, I did not grab myself a drink, which is really, really bad because you guys know I work today. And after a long day of the wind down here, I swear it just kills the hell out of my throat. Let me just give me 1 second here and let me go ahead and get a drink. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Hold on 1 second. 1 short second. Won't take me long. It's just right here. Give myself a little bit of this Dr. Pepper. Okay, here we go. That's much better. That is much, much better. All right. Well, as far as in the world of the industry, solar panel cleaning industry, we have had a lot of stuff that has advanced in the past week. If you didn't know, there was a little bit of changing on a company called, I'm not even going to drop their name, but there is a company out there that is working on some sort of brush, or rather, and it's a weird looking brush. In fact, I don't even think I have the full name yet. I saw them as I was searching online, and the funny thing about it is this was like at midnight, I think like 2 or 3 nights ago. But somebody is out there working on this weird ass brush that I'm trying to find again. And I'm sorry I fell asleep, and I got to go back through my history and find it. And I didn't think about it really, to be truthful, until just now sitting here on this podcast. But I saw this weird brush that somebody was making. It was a little bit different. It was like in angles. It was a really weird one. It was a manual brush nonetheless. It wasn't on a water fed pole like a normal water fed pole. It was like on a metal pole. I believe this might have been like a cleaner who kind of put this together, but it was really interesting. Kind of like you say you took like a 24-inch brush, cut it in half, right? And then put them together. So like this, and then at the top, just butt them up like that at an angle. And he stacked them like that. And there was like 4 stacks of them, like 4 stacks of these brushes on top of each other. So I thought that was kind of cool. So later on this week, or next week, I think what I want to do is go live with 4 or 5 brushes that I'll buy from like Walmart and kind of put together like a freak brush. I don't know if anybody would be interested in that and kind of seeing what we could come up with. Just kind of have a lot of fun. But if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and join me, and we can have a lot of fun with that. Probably, you know what? I'm thinking next week sometime, like on a Monday or a Wednesday. Sound good for you guys? All right. Now, my other guys aren't here. Lewis isn't here. He's had a few things going on. David's had a few things going on. And Mike has been super, super busy. So I'm running the show here. For all you guys that go over to the YouTube channel, I have a video over there called the top 5 solar panel cleaning fails for newbies. And I put that out a very long time ago, and it has a lot of views on it. It's probably the video that has the most engagement and audience with. Well, I have a new video that I've been working on. Still working on it because there's so much production. The production value is through the freaking roof. But we're doing top 10 solar panel cleaning fails for beginners. And I think that this is important. This is important for everybody to see. Because number one, I want everybody to chime into it. I'm so interested in hearing other people's feedback. In the group, as opposed to YouTube, is a complete different audience. I mean, it's a complete different group. So I want to drop the video in both the group and then on the YouTube channel so I can get everybody's reaction. But I get more information from you guys. So I want to drop that video to you, and I'm very interested in getting everybody's opinion about that. Now, let's see here. We got about 5 more minutes until Miss Dawson comes on here. What do you guys know about this robot? You guys seen all the information and the demonstration, the videos for the hyCleaner? Have you seen that? It is pretty freaking awesome. It has a edge detection. There's an edge detection technology that comes with the probably we'll be talking a little bit more about that with Carla Dawson, but an edge detection that once it gets close to the edge of, say, a carport that you're cleaning or an array, it sounds off. It goes beep. It's loud, and it stops the robot completely. So it detects that it's at the edge of it, and can save you from dropping that expensive $50,000 robot off the side of an array, which can really suck, man. That could talk about an expensive waste. That could ruin everything. Talk about not only ruin a job or a project, but a whole company. So that's kind of an interesting thing. We also have some amazing questions here that we're going to be talking to her about. Did you know that she's got a few things coming out? You guys are going to want to know about a few things that we're going to be talking about here. I had no clue what she's got going on. And this is an important person. If you ask me, this is one of the top most important people in the solar panel cleaning industry right now. And the stuff that she has coming out is really, really, really important. But what do you guys got going on? We got 3 minutes till she's on here. She's not on here. So I'd like to, never mind. Doesn't matter. It's too late. Guys, Miss Carla Dawson. Hello, Miss Dawson. How are you doing? Hold on. Your volume's not working. You have to check your volume. Your headphone, it sounds like your microphone's. Oh, wait a minute. I got you. It seems like you're muted right on your side right here.
There we go.
There we go. There we go.
Wait a minute. I got you.
It seems like you're muted right on your side right here.
There we go. Okay, is that better now? There we go.
There it is, but now there's a little bit of an echo because I can hear myself.
Right on your side right here. Okay, is that better now? There we go.
There it is, but now there's a little bit of an echo because yeah, that cuts off your thing. Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna try to help you out here, see if I can get that fixed for you. Huh. I see you, but I can't hear you. Let me see if
That's not bad. See you, but I can't hear you. Let me see if
okay, go ahead and say something. We got you on video, but we can't get you on the audio yet. All right, guys, hold on 1 second here. We're going to try to get this figured out here. It might be your right at the StreamYard here. Hold on a second. Let me message you. I think what's going on is, hold on here. I'm hearing it a little bit. It keeps muting on you. Can't hear you. Dang it.
there we go. That's better now, right?
There we go. There we go.
We figured it out.
Gotcha. All right. No problem. How's it going, Carla? How are you doing?
Right?
There we go.
We figured it out.
Gotcha. All right. No problem. No. We're gonna have a little bit of an echo, so we'll try to keep that down.
Yeah. Let me try this one more time with the headset.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Pain in the butt. Hold on.
We're gonna have a little bit of an echo, so we'll try to keep that down. I think you might have to go into. Yeah, see, it's shows you there, but just it won't show your volume. Can't hear you. It's just not working, huh?
Let's try it without the headset. Maybe it's the headset.
Okay, let me see if I can. Yeah, it is doing a little bit of something, but let me see if I can something to here quick. Okay, let me see if I can. See if I can cancel the. But let me see if I can do something to here quick.
Or I can leave and try and come back in. Sometimes that always works.
But let me see if I can do something here quick. Yeah, so what's happening is I believe that, and it's going to get loud real quickly here, but on your side, on the StreamYard thing, I think you have to set the settings for audio and set it for your headphones. But on your side, on the StreamYard thing, I think you have to set the settings. So go ahead and jump out and try to hop back in. All right. Guys, give it a second. We'll get this going, and then we'll be able to talk. Carla doesn't know American Sign Language. I'm sure she knows, but I have no clue. You know, Carla can speak like a few different languages, in case you didn't know. I drink coffee, and I'm sure there's a little bit of water somewhere in here. There has to be. I mean, it's a liquid. There has to be. I'm just saying some sort of water. I drink water. I really need to drink a lot more water. It's really, really bad. I don't know. I hope this works. Because there's great questions. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, there's some really good questions. Like, I'm even surprised about some of the stuff. So I hope this works out here. Hope she figures this out and comes back here soon. This is how pretty my face is. This is how important my face is about stuff. Guys, if you're looking to learn more about solar panel cleaning, whether it be you're a beginner, novice, to an expert, make sure you're jumping over to the YouTube channel because we're dropping videos that you guys don't even see here in the group whatsoever. How are we working?
Hopefully we got it right. Did we get it right?
Let me see. I don't hear an echo right now.
I don't either. I think we
Oh, that's
figured it out.
beautiful. Okay, we're good. We're all good. No problem. Hi, Carla. How's it going? How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. It's been a little bit of a hectic day for me. You know, I got to be truthful. I woke up around like 8 or 9, went out and did a quick appointment, which was a really good one. Cleaned some panels and some windows and their roof, and went home. It was actually a really good day. But the whole time I got to be truthful about that, even because Mike was doing most of the work. I was sitting on the hyCleaner website and going through it because there's a lot of cool stuff on that website.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they know commercial cleaning machinery well. They do. They have more than one machine, so it's always fun to see what else they have.
Now, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, and I am very excited too because it looks like there's not only you got a lot of different stuff that's coming out. There's not only a lot of stuff about the robot that I think is really cool, but there's some interesting stuff that you got coming out in the future that I had no clue was going to be happening, and I'm excited to hear about it. Very, very much so. Looks like you've been working on a few things without anybody knowing. Would it be correct to say that you have a few projects behind your back that you haven't been telling people?
Well, let's put it this way. I'm always cooking something in the kitchen.
Right.
It depends which one you're talking about. So maybe you can give me a hint, but I do have quite a few things that I want to tell people about. So why don't you give me a heads up and I'll see which one I can tell based on what you know.
Well, you know what? What I'm going to do is go straight to the second question because I'm very, very excited about this. But Ms. Carla Dawson, please tell me about your book.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, sorry. Let's put it this way. It's, I don't know if you want to call it a book or maybe a digital book, but I posted it several times on the group, and basically I'm getting private messages all the time and chats asking me, hey, Carla, I have a question about this. I have a question about that. And it's all related to commercial, industrial, and solar farm cleaning. So this has been going on for a long time. And although I enjoy chatting with everyone, it's also nice to have a nice little book where everything is there. And I just go to slide 15, go to slide 18, go to slide this, go to slide that. So that's the I posted on the group, and the idea is to evolve it into a digital book and maybe in the near future print. But nowadays, it seems like everyone's not into print anymore, so maybe it'll just stay digital. That's kind of where I'm at. But let's put it this way. It has evolved a lot since I posted it the first time, and I work on it all the time. So basically, it's always evolving. Literally every day, I add something new. So there's probably a good chance I keep it digital just for that reason.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, and is this book is basically just focusing a lot on commercial, I would assuming, or
it
we
is.
just like
it
all
is.
okay.
It's basically, so what I found is that basically residential is something that a lot of people are picking up based on the content that you're creating. But the commercial, industrial, and solar farm segment are still things that people want to get into and they don't know how.
Yep.
And so basically I tried to consolidate as much useful information in one place. And that's kind of what that book has. It has it all in one place. But yes, it's only focused on commercial, industrial, and solar farms, no residential.
And when do you think this book will be available to other cleaners?
Well, it's available now. It's available now,
okay.
and I call it a living document, basically. So if you guys want to see it, you can go into it. It's always available. I always try and improve it. However, I want to add something new to it that I'm going to be working really hard on it. So as you guys know, I'm quite the nerd, and I kind of like Excel spreadsheets, and I love numbers.
Totally fine.
So speaking to somebody in the group today, they said something to me, and they said, Carla, do you have one of those spreadsheets that can help me quote a job? That would be fantastic. Like I can quote it and make sure I make money on it. And I said, actually, I do. So I'm hoping to add that to the book as soon as I basically perfect my spreadsheet.
Nice. And so they can get that from the post, or is there a link that they can get from? Okay.
Yeah, I'll put it right now, but it's in the post. It's always there, but I'll post it right now. And there is a spreadsheet for those of you who want to quote a job. It's not perfect. I would say it's a starter spreadsheet. The idea is to evolve that starter spreadsheet into something that is really good, and you can guarantee that you're going to make money on the job. What I'm seeing is a lot of solar panel cleaners. Oops, I think we got the echo.
Yeah, that was showing my phone. I apologize.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm seeing a lot of solar panel cleaners that are quoting, and they're not really doing the math well, and I'm kind of worried about them, especially since gas prices are going up insanely. We're going to lose money on the jobs if we don't do the math right. So, yeah,
that
so
is
basically
something that
there's a starter spreadsheet. The idea is to perfect it. No, go ahead.
You hit the nail on the head with that. Is that I think that a lot of individuals are not pricing correctly according to the job or according to the equipment that they have or the amount of man hours. And I think there's a lot of variables that go into not just how much is it per panel. That is such the wrong way to look at it when it comes to commercial. Residential is so much easier to look at that because the cost factor is so much lower. But when you're looking at the different ways to clean something, carports, you're now looking at, the possibility of using most definitely a lift. If you're cleaning a farm, there's a good possibility they don't have water. You might need a water buffalo. So there's a lot of different variables that go in there that do not go with residential. So therefore, pricing needs to be looked at a different way. I like that. Carla, tell me a bit about how solar panel cleaner robotics is used for commercial, industrial, and utility scale installations. I think that's the next important question to go to.
Yeah, well, I get a lot of questions that, is a robot for residential? And let's put it this way. The main solar panel robotic manufacturers in the world, the machine is designed for commercial, industrial, and solar farms. And in those two buckets, you have a lot of diversity in terms of types of installations. And in the book, you'll see how those installations are broken up in terms of types of installations. So you might have an east-west installation, a single axis tracker, a double axis tracker, and then you have these new innovative things coming out. So the Solar Power World magazine posted, I believe it was this week or last week, their cover. And there's this new installation type, which is an east-west, but it's basically solid and it's off the ground waist high. So basically, it's good to know kind of what you're facing and then once you know what you're facing, you say, okay, what kind of machinery should I buy? And I think one of the main attributes that all solar panel cleaning robots have, not all of them, but let's put it away, most of them do, is that they're very versatile. So if you get that small utility scale installation that might have 10 megawatts or less, you can use a robot. So yeah, that's kind of what it does. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Just stop me because I'm rambling.
No, that's okay. Nah, you kidding me? This is You're actually helping my family out right now because they have to hear me talk about this stuff all the time here. Hold on one second here. Get away from the door. That's my dog. I love her. She's half Pomeranian and half Chihuahua, although she thinks she's a pit bull. Actually, she doesn't even think she's a dog. She thinks she's more of a human. She sleeps between me and my wife up at the pillow like this. This is her paws just conked out and the blanket over her. Like I'm pretty sure she thinks she's a human. So it's awesome. I've always said that for residential, you've got the manual brushes, and you can use a manual brush depending on where your business is at and where you're starting at. I say you can use a manual brush from residential up to like small commercial. Getting into mid-commercial is kind of, a little tricky. And then it's a play on man hours and how many men are available to work or workers general. And then beyond that, I think it goes to the rotating bristle brush, for the mid-sized ones. And then as we get to those bigger installations, the robots. And I think that's generally how I've always viewed it, Yeah.
And I share that view with you. Yeah, I share that view with you. We had a call from, Yeah, we had a call from a potential client, for example, that had 16.9 megawatts on rooftop, which translates to 400,000 panels on rooftop.
Jeez.
So of course it happens to be the second largest installation in the United States, rooftop installation. So obviously it's not the common installation, but I think what we're going to see is basically rooftop will grow, commercial and industrial rooftop will grow. And what kind of machinery is going to help you face that job?
You know what though, as much as I've always felt that, I do feel now that as much as you've been in the group and you've introduced the robot, specifically the hyCleaner robot with the edge detection technology, there are different situations now where I've seen myself where I've been like, man, this would be so good to have the robot here right now. So I think it's not just not just talking about, hey, these are the different sizes that you should be using a robot or a rotating bristle brush or a manual. I think when we're talking about the robots, it's also the how physical the job is, because there's some jobs like, we did a ground mount that wasn't necessarily too difficult with the brushes, but it was at an angle where we had to stand because we couldn't get up close. That really burnt us out and ended up taking us 5, 6 hours, 7 hours. I'm pretty sure, and it was like 300 panels. I'm pretty sure if we had the robot that day, it would have taken half the time. So there's it's up in the air.
Yeah, no, and that's a great comment. I think that's one of the main virtues of the machinery. So Kim published, I think several months ago, that really funny picture where you have that solar panel cleaner with really strong muscles on one side, and he's really skinny on the other. Yeah, it's hilarious. It was really funny, super funny.
I'm still working out the one side. I'm skinny and I'm still working out the one side, but I think that's the goal where I'm going with this.
That's where we got to go. That's where we got to go.
Yeah.
So what happens is eventually, I don't know about you, but I'm 43. We all start aging and your body doesn't respond as it used to. And so, you can burn through people, and that's what manual solar panel cleaning will do. So your staff, you can get them to work hard and they might be able to clean panels by hand for 8 hours a day. But I don't know if you're going to get them to work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for, let's say, 280 days out of the year.
No.
With that kind of intensity. So, and what ends up going to happen is eventually, they get tired, their back starts to hurt, they start complaining, their body can't take it anymore. And then they say, I'm moving on to a new job. That's one strategy. It's, it's perfectly valid. The other strategy is, hey, I have a kind of machinery that allows my people to stay long-term and choose to stay long-term and don't have basically physical injuries due to the hard work.
It is true. And I could speak for years and years of using a manual brush. And a decade ago when we used not even a water-fed brush, it was literally just a pole with a 8-inch brush on it. It was just stupid. But that was the past. And in the past, things, were slow to change. And then I feel like solar panel cleaning with technology just was going like this. And then in the past year, 2 years, people have just the technology was kind of already climbing, but the knowledge of it, of knowing that it was out there, just all of a sudden went, whoa, there's all these options. I had no clue. So what can we expect to see in the near future when it comes to solar panel cleaning? I think that's a really in your opinion, question. What do you think?
Yeah. So I think what we're going to see is that if you look at maybe the 6 different kinds of machinery types that are out there today, it's a pretty diverse group. So you have a tractor brush system. We have something called what I call lift and shift system, which it has a fixed width and you latch it on and basically it kind of goes like this. Oops, here, saving it in front of the camera. There we go. I get it. There we go. Right. Like that, right? And it kind of goes across.
Stays right on the array. Yeah,
exactly. And then you lift and shift it to the next row. And then you have the other value proposition where you have one robot per row, which gets very expensive, right? And it makes sense. I was about to say that's got to be expensive. Yeah, it's really expensive. Let's put it this way. The only place that I've seen where it makes financial sense is out in the Sahara or situations similar to that, where you have extremely high soiling levels and it's extremely remote. So you really can't get a crew. You literally would have to have a crew out there every day cleaning. And what you gain is, other benefits. But to answer your question, sorry, I kind of go on a tangent there. I think
that's okay.
We're going to see that the machinery improves, but I think the main categories are going to stay the same. You know, where you have the lift and shift, you have the tractor brush system, you have the dry cleaning, you know, the solar power and stuff. And we're going to see incremental improvements. I think we're going to see incremental improvements, but I think what we're going to see is that the market catches up to the machinery. So right now we have a big gap where the machinery has evolved, but the market is just still slow in adopting the machinery. It's just slow getting there. And the reason I think
I agree with that.
Yeah, O&M, basically companies, you know, they have so many problems to deal with. O&M is kind of the last thing that they look at. And in solar farms and solar installations, the big thing are inverters. So more than 50% of the budget just goes to inverters and replacing them and making sure the solar farm doesn't catch on fire. So cleaning seems basically unimportant to many until they look at their electricity bill and they realize the money they're losing. So
right.
So I think we need the market maturity is not there yet.
I agree with that. And it's, you know, one person said here, I think it's a kind of good comment here. Robots don't call in sick. No, they don't. They really don't.
That's right.
You know, and one time I think it was, I want to say 2013. And we were cleaning some schools in Long Beach and we were using the rotating bristle brush. And, this is around, and you know what? I've had a lot of problems in Long Beach. One time I told you about how I almost broke the Solitake rotating bristle brush. I almost threw that thing. Well, it did throw off, but I almost really broke that thing a couple other times by kicking it. But one time I worked at this school and we had, I would say it was a college, if I remember, and there was like eight or nine arrays, just long carport arrays. And in fact, I should take that back. There was like 3 or 4 arrays per carport. But I think by the end of like the second day, it took us like 2 whole days to clean. I was so exhausted and burnt out that I didn't clean for a whole nother week. I actually went home and took a week off. So it's, you know, we asked the question, what is the correct price for commercial cleaning? But I think before we start talking about the correct price for commercial cleaning and large, you know, industrial utility scale installations, you need to start talking about all the different variables like, you know, the equipment. Because, man, I'll tell you what, if you don't come prepared, it really can knock you off quickly. Let's see here.
Yeah.
What are things? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry, I had to jump in here. So while the spreadsheet that I have isn't perfect, and like I said, it's a starter spreadsheet, at the end of the book, you'll see basically all the variables that you need to analyze before quoting a job. Nice. And it's just a checklist, and it's a very long checklist, but it just helps you. It helps you to help you quote it and to help you get on site and make sure you can get the job done. So you don't show up on site and go, oh, I forgot this. And then you lose half the day getting it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not perfect, but it's a starter. It's a good reference.
I like that. I think that's I stand behind that 150%, and I'll tell you why. I actually have something that is very similar. If you look back way long time ago, I'm sure it's not as detailed as yours. There's a lot of things that I know is missing from it, but it's got some good stuff to it. I do have a calculator that I use that I created on a spreadsheet that has been very helpful and allowed me to figure out how many panels I should be cleaning based on the man hours, the goal, you know, the goal to get it clean, how many days or day or hour or whatever. All that kind of stuff. And I can figure out the profit margin and the cost factor and who should be getting their sales commission of how much and how much for the gas that I should be expecting. And I really kind of broke it down to a good level. I'll have to send it to you so you can take a look at it.
Yeah, and put it on the group.
It's pretty cool.
I think it's the tool that we all need at this point. I mean, we all need multiple tools, right? But I think it's an important tool. I'm seeing a lot of incorrect pricing. Or incorrect. Basically, people are underbidding projects to win their first big commercial job, which is fantastic. And sometimes it makes perfect sense. I mean, when you first start your business, you want to win that first deal. So you have all of a sudden a reference and you have portfolio and sometimes you underbid it. But it's good to, once you get past that stage, to say, okay, I have this great tool that helps me quote a job. So yeah, I think it would be great that, you know, as a group, we think about evolving that kind of tool.
Just like the group, I think tools like this and the things that we share with each other, which is the whole point of Solar Panel Clean Friends, gets the cleaner and the business owner to go ahead and think a little bit outside of the cleaner's box. First, you think so much about getting the job, and I need to have, I need to go do a commercial one. I need to have a rotating. I need to have a robot. I need to. Sometimes needs are not exactly what you need. You think you need all these things, but you really didn't do the research because you don't know where to look. So you need something to kind of open your eyes and be like, oh, dang, there's all these things that I need to take, that I need to account for before just giving out a price. So that's important. Now the robots, what are some things a cleaner should look for when choosing a solar panel cleaning robot? Because that's important. What should I be thinking about if I'm going out? Because up to this point we've talked about, let's take this as I am a cleaner who has been doing residential for a year, and I've done maybe 1 or 2 commercials. I've slugged through them with a manual brush, and it killed me. I have one guy working with me, which this is pretty much about the average. About a year, 2 years into it, and now I want to upgrade, and I'm like, rotating bristle brush, robot. Why should I choose a robot? Because that's an important choice. That's a financial choice.
It's a huge financial. Yeah, it's a huge financial decision. So basically, I'm of the opinion that the robot makes sense when you really are strategically making a decision to be a commercial cleaner, where you say residential is good, but commercial is better. Right. And the reason that makes sense is because the machinery does have a price tag to it that isn't on the lower end. You really have to fill your portfolio with more commercial jobs and solar farm jobs than with residential jobs. So that's one way to look at it. The next decision you have to make is, okay, so how do I go choosing about the right robot? And the best recommendation that I can make is talk to other people who are using the robots currently. So if you talk to manufacturer A versus manufacturer B, okay, so I want to talk to their customers, and take your time to talk to at least more than one. That's one way to do it. You really need the person who uses the tool all the time to give you their opinion about it, right? And then you have to really get into the details of things. So grip is actually an extremely important part of solar panel cleaning robotics. So when you ask your manufacturer, like, okay, what's the inclination from 0 to 25 degrees, from 0 to 30 degrees?
Right.
Like, what can I work with on the robot? And they're all pretty standard. They all say 0 to 25. However, 0 to 25 with a slider robot or one that cruises along smoothly, right? And so we call that grip. So one of the things that's nice is that the manufacturer's not lying to you, but they're just not explaining maybe all the parts of this, right? So you want to say, okay, but at 25 degrees, am I sliding or am I not sliding? Can I see a video?
Yeah.
Can I see this? So so it's always good to say, I want proof. It's important to say, I want proof. So that's one of the things to look at. Yeah, go ahead.
If I can add on to that, because I think that's very important for somebody like me that is starting out and at least not starting out, but moving into the part of solar panel cleaning in my business where I would need equipment of that nature. So now I'm starting to think about these different types of things that are important to me. Real quickly, Mr. Deskin, this is where you can see in the comments. I've put this up here. That is where you can go ahead and access the book and the spreadsheet. So there you go. Check that out. You'll have fun with that. Is that correct? I copied and pasted it. Okay, good. All right. Well, sorry, I interrupted you there. Well, these are important things. So, all right, then I say to you, this is my retort. That yes, it looks like I'm going to be doing some carports and some ground mounts. There's a good possibility. The rooftops, I don't see too much of an issue because there's not too much of an angle at that. But I also am now thinking, because I'm thinking to myself, if I get a robot, it's going to make it easier for me. Well, why is it going to make it easier for me? Because it's not going to be so physical. Well, now what is the speed and the time? Because now I've got to think of how long it's going to take me to finish or complete a project. So now when we're talking about speed, because I think this has been an important question that I have for all the different robotics that are out there. But as far as hyCleaner, what can I expect? Because I think the grip and the inclination would have a factor in how fast that goes. I'm thinking
that goes. So this is actually a great question, and this is so it's really important to look at productivity rates, right? And so basically, when you say how many panels can I clean per minute or how many panels can I clean per day, you're talking about productivity, right? How much can I get done?
Yep.
So
Exactly.
so here I'm going to go kind of deep in the iceberg, and I'm going to get real technical and nerdy. So all robots can clean at different speeds, and the speeds, vary from like 1 kilometer per hour to all the way to 2.5 kilometers per hour, right? But the general rule is that you have to clean based on how dirty the panels are. So the speed that you use really depends on how dirty the panels are. So if the panels are extremely dirty, you want to go as slow as possible. And going back to the idea of quoting a job, sometimes you have to clean twice. Okay, and the reason is
good. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, so you can't quote a job unless you know how dirty the panels are, because if you have to clean twice, then literally it's going to take you twice as much time, twice as much manpower, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So, so all robots in general have the same variation in speed. In other words, from basically 1 kilometer to 2.5 kilometers per hour, right? And so it's really it's not maybe the best question to ask, what's hyCleaner's cleaning speed, or what's another manufacturer's cleaning speed. It really, because it's site specific.
Too many variables, right?
Yeah, there's too many variables. And
that's what I
can tell you, we recommend cleaning at 1.1 kilometers per hour. We can tell you that, but it really depends on how dirty the panels are. And then the other thing to look at is abrasion levels. So it's really important that you make sure that 97% of solar panels have something called ARC, which is anti-reflective coating. And anti-reflective coating basically increases performance about 3% on solar panels. And if you have a very abrasive brush, you're just peeling that coating right off. In one cleaning, it's gone. And let's put it this way. Fortunately or unfortunately, let's put it this way. Most clients don't know about that. And they don't realize that a bad cleaning job is making them lose 3% performance levels. But if the guy or the gal, whoever you're cleaning with, does, and they say, let me see those brushes, and they're being really abrasive, they're not going to be happy about the situation. So you also want to look at, has the brush been tested for abrasion levels, and who did the test? Did it pass the test? Kind of what's going on there.
Right.
You have a lot of solar panel robot manufacturers that want to create abrasive brushes, because the truth is that the more abrasive the brush is, in one cleaning job, you can probably get the job done, right? But what they're not telling you is that's going to damage your client's panels, and they're not going to be grateful for it. 3% performance is a lot. It's a big number, actually.
I agree.
Nerdy.
No, not at all, because this is something that I think about a lot when it comes to the robots, because that any kind of rotating bristle, anything, it's just like that. And I think about that, and it's working its way up, and just like a roller coaster, as it goes down, bam, whap,
exactly.
and whap. So I think about that. By the way, if you take your phone and put it up to a solar panel, if it's white, I believe it does not have the anti-reflective coating. And if it's blue, it actually has the anti-reflective coating on it. I caught that from another cleaner a few years ago, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Oh, we should do that test and just record it. And that would be really fun. I didn't know about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a little interesting one.
All cleaning jobs eventually peel off the coating, right? So anti-reflective coating will not last 25 years on solar panels. Okay. That's what the manufacturers like to tell their clients, but it's not what happens. There's actually, and here's an opportunity for solar panel cleaners. So what we're seeing in the future, and what we're seeing today, and what we're seeing in the near future, is that solar panel cleaners actually provide the service of applying the anti-reflective coating on the panels again.
Really?
So yes. So just so you know, that's also something I'm going to add to my book. Let's put it this way: I'm talking to several chemical companies, and
interesting.
Yeah, you know me, Little Miss Nerd. But
that's cool.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It's also an opportunity, because 3% is a lot. So
it is. It is. There is a degradation. That's part of the reason why I say with every single job, residential, from the smallest to the biggest, you always have to do a visual inspection and see. First off, you got to know what you're doing with your job so that you do it correctly. Like I said, there's plenty of variables in there. You don't want to waste time. Be smart, not work hard. Work smart, it doesn't matter. I'm sounding like George Bush over here, not knowing how to talk. Yeah. But the point being is, yeah, there's a lot of different jobs out there, and you want to make sure that you have the right equipment. So you want to make sure that you get the right information about it too. What differentiators does the hyCleaner solar robot have?
So I think that we have quite a few differentiators. So one of the things is that hyCleaner is a very established company. It's not a young company that's kind of one of these startups, which it sounds great and sounds cool. But at the end of the day, you really want to buy from a manufacturer who is going to be around for the next 10 years or for the next 15 years. So
how long have they been around?
Since 2015.
Okay.
And let's put it this way. They are the offspring of another company. So the management has been in this for a very long time. So if you want to think of the brand has only been around since 2015, but actually it goes way back. And so that's one of the things to look at. The other things to look at is, like I mentioned before, the grip. Grip is extremely important. It is so difficult when you're cleaning at the bottom of the array, right? And you're, sorry, I got to move my hand over here. You got to move the robot and it starts sliding kind of off the array. It makes it very hard to keep it on a straight line. Mm-hmm. And it adds a lot of, let's put the stress to the operator. Because if they're not paying attention and if they're not managing the joystick right, it might just fall off, right?
Right.
And so the grip is really important. So you can be at the end of the array and you can be right at the end there and you just cruise it along and you don't have to worry about it. It just goes in a straight line. That's one of the things to look at. So grip, yeah.
I like that. If I could comment on that, because I've seen a couple of them too, where it's there, if I could, let me see if I could get my hand over here. Well, they're kind of going at an angle, it seems like, and I think about that, like, a lot of people see the robots sometimes, and I don't think they put a lot of thought to this, and they're just going to put it on. They're just going to go down the line and they're going to clean all the solar panels. I think, a lot of times I see the robots and they're kind of at an angle, and I think to myself, wow, he's going to have to go down to the end and come all the way back. So that is very, very helpful in making that clean cleaning. It's got to be a clean, consistent cleaning, otherwise there's possibility of missing things.
And it's stressful for the operator. I mean, when you have that fear that the robot's going to fall off, it's stressful because, when you sneeze, right? Let's say you're sneezing. I mean, there could be a problem to that. So that's one of the things to look at. And then, as you guys all know, I'm a big believer in safety. So we really believe that edge detection technology should not be a nice to have feature. It should be a standard feature in the robot. That's really important. The automated driving function is also really nice. And the quality of the parts. So one of the things that is really hard to do nowadays, we're all buying stuff online and we're buying expensive stuff online, right? And actually people are buying solar panel cleaning robots online. They are. They see it on a screen and they make the decision based on what they see on the screen. Yeah. If I had ideally, and this is important, you guys should really experience the robot in person. And it's a pain in the butt to go to the demos. It takes a day. You got to drive out to where the demo is and you got to do all that. But when you see the different machines, you understand really what you're buying, and the parts make a huge difference, right? So, we can have, you want that robot to last as long as possible for multiple reasons. First of all, in the United States, we still don't have an American manufacturer of solar panel cleaning robots. We don't. Right. So the parts come from abroad, and if one little part breaks because it's a poor quality part, maybe your local distributor doesn't have it in stock, and then what do? Right? You might not be able to clean for a month or so or whatever because you're waiting for that part to come in. So that's also something that we look at, see if you can work with a company that's more local than foreign, and the parts have to be really good quality. It's definitely something to look at. And I can go on and on, but I think I will. Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. We got about 12 minutes.
I have my glass of wine here. And yes,
all excited, huh?
Cleaning and wine. Yeah, I could just ramble and ramble.
They go together. I can't talk about solar panel cleaning over here enough in my home. Although I randomly get told, it's not even nowadays. I don't even get told to stop talking. Everybody just slowly, one at a time, walks out of the room until all of a sudden I realize I'm just standing in the kitchen talking to myself and standing at the island.
I'm sure your daughter understands now. She probably knows how to speak the language by now, because I don't know about you, my kids already know. Like, if my daughter had been at Intersolar with me, she could have sold the robot. She
I
knows so
love
much
that.
about her.
Right. I swear I'm passing
Yeah.
it on. My 4-year-old daughter says to me whenever she goes, excuse me, I used to drink beer. Now I drink soda. It's a little bit better. Drinking beer on for me every single episode just had a bad look for it. So started drinking soda. But every time we pass by a house that has solar panels and we're driving, she always says, solar panel house. That's daddy's work. I love that so much. She
Isn't
loves
that
solar
so
panels.
cute?
Yeah, it's cute. And then my wife, she got into a conversation with, she got a job at Torrid in the mall. She didn't really need to. She's pregnant right now, but her friend from a job that she used to have was working there, a really good friend. And we went into the mall one day shopping, and she was like, oh, how are you doing? She's like, oh, good. They happened to be hiring. They were talking. A week later, she was working there. Well, to be truthful, my wife just sits there and shops all day long and comes home every single day with clothes like nonstop. But she was talking to one of her, I don't know if it was one of the managers or another coworker, but they had just gotten, their parents, I guess, got solar panels on their house or whatnot, and only like 6 months ago. And my wife went into detail of why. Well, listen, after 12 months time, it's going to be time to get your solar panels clean, and you're going to want to clean them every 6 months, and you do not want to use regular one. She's telling me this, and now she's telling me she's putting emphasis on stuff like as if the person's there. I'm like, I didn't know if I was in trouble. I was like, okay. So we're creating monsters.
The whole family's into it. Yeah. Well, let's look at this. The whole family's into it here.
It's beautiful. I love that.
My little 7-year-old, I like, why do panels have to be clean? Because they don't produce energy if they're dirty. It's cute.
It is the next generation of solar panel cleaners. So let me ask you, so what does next gen solar panel cleaning look like?
Great. So that's actually a great question. So next gen solar panel cleaning is going to be smart cleaning. So what we're going to see is that basically there's something called PV soil monitors. And you can actually see how dirty the panels are with a monitor, and you can tell how much money you're losing. And you can actually, and what we're going to see is that technology already exists, and it has an IoT feature, which is Internet of Things. So basically, you get the data on your screen in real time, and you can see how much money you're losing in real time.
So hold on. Let me ask you a question, because I just got to verify this, because I feel like I'm confused. I mean, there was a couple individuals, who said this wasn't possible, but I just want to make sure here for my own. I know I thought I was correct on this. So there is a way to go ahead and equate to a percentage of soiling loss. That is a possibility to show what the soiling loss is on a system and how it affects that system and how much money they could be losing. That's a possibility. Shoot.
It is, and it already exists. And there's basically there's 2 different kinds of technology to measure the amount of light loss due to soiling. And if you know the amount of light loss, then you can calculate the percentage and hence the cost. If you know the PPA value, the power purchase agreement price, basically. So what we're going to see in next gen cleaning is we're going to see kind of, I don't want to say like the Uberization of cleaning, but something like that. So we're going to have in real time how dirty the panels are. And so let's say there was a dust storm and there's a solar farm, a small solar farm or a commercial installation, and in one day it's just covered in dust, right? So nobody goes up on rooftops, and then these remote solar farms are out in the middle of nowhere, and nobody knows they're dirty, and nobody knows how much power they're losing per day, really. They do, it's in the inverter, but no one's like on the information. So what we're gonna start to see is that data is going to be connected to a group of solar panel cleaners. And basically it's your call, and there's going to be a parameter that says, okay, we call the job now, come out here and clean. Similar to like an Uber driver gets the call, it said, come and pick up so-and-so at this position.
That's the way I see it. That's so awesome, because there's a possibility of here. See, now when we suggest, well, when should we get our solar panels clean? Let's just start from the low level of residential every 6 months. Which is almost recommended for commercial as well, every 6 months. But the thing about it is it's a possibility that maybe some other places might need to get their solar panels cleaned more. I mean, we have some commercial that need to get them cleaned every 4 months. And because of that, it's, there's some that need it but don't get it. So in the future, if we have more of accessible information to the customer that shows them exactly, hey, this is what you're losing, this is where you're at right now, that deems that would behoove them to go ahead and have a cleaner come on out. Now we connect it all together with the system, and a cleaner has the system all tied in with their customer, and it's all put together. Then they don't even have to worry anything, because the notification, could possibly go to the customer and the cleaner and notify them both at the same time, be like, bam, and everybody can just communicate together. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I hear? That's money. That's all I see when I hear something like that. That's money.
It's money. It's automation. It's automation and operations. And then I think what we're also going to see in the near future. So if you think of 3 circles, in one circle you have automation in terms of machinery, right? And then there's another circle here, right, where we call analytics. So this PV sewing monitor basically gives you data, which creates analytics, which helps you make smart decisions. And then we have this third circle down here, which is called dust rejection technology, right? So if you combine those 3 circles and you think of the little spot in the middle there, that's what I think where next gen solar panel cleaning is going to go. We're already combining these 3 circles in some projects in Spain. And as you guys know, I have my pet project out in Spain. So as soon as I get some results, the idea is to post them. Let's put it that way.
All right.
Yeah. We're going to see dust rejection technology come into this and some other things as well.
I think that, and that's probably important for a lot of you guys that are using a lot of these cleaners out there that you shouldn't be using, like dish soaps. I mean, you're literally just creating a magnet. I'm not sure if you know that. Dish soap actually, it loves water, but what it does is, it repels water, but it just attracts oils and dirts. In case you didn't know, you're just creating a dust magnet, basically. Someone said it's cool, but they best not try to set the price for cleaning. I would assume with and they want it, and the reason because of that would not happen, and why we would never allow somebody to go do that, not just this industry or any industry, is because of the different variables that go into cleaning. Not every installation is the same. What works for one cleaner at one place won't work for another. And in lieu of this, the price will always change. It'll always be different.
Absolutely. And I don't know who made that comment, because it just shows up as Facebook user to me. But it was a great comment. And
it's a great comment. Great comment. Let's see if I can find it. Unfortunately. Oh, Max Efficiency Solar. Oh, no, that wasn't him either. Just forget about it. The thing about it is I use StreamYard, and apparently the people from Facebook, in order to see their names, they have to go ahead and go to this weird funky thing. This just happened just a few months ago. I don't think I'm going to be using he said yes, it was. Okay, so it was Max Efficiency Solar.
I just don't like the term Uber. Yeah, I know. I'm not crazy about it either.
It's not bad though.
I don't think it's something we should fear. I think it's never going to be Uber. It's never going to be Uber. It's a whole different scenario. So Uber, it's a massive, you have high volumes of drivers and high volumes of rides, and it's a high volume kind of system. I think what we're going to see is kind of more a smarter connection between demand and offers, right? So the demand is created at the solar farm or at the installation, and then we're the ones offering the service, right? I think it's more a way of creating, I don't know, it's going to help basically the people who have the need to clean the job access maybe more solar panel cleaners. But we'll see. We don't know where it is. It's still in beta, if you want to call it that. This kind of technology is still in beta. It's still a couple years out. We'll see what happens.
Well, I'm excited for the future. I can't wait to see all the different things that are coming out. I know that it seems to me that there's a lot of technology and a lot of innovation that's coming about that wasn't there, years ago. And then again, I see a lot of things that were there, but then the innovation and technology on them has advanced so far from where we were. So, I mean, it's good to see both ends of the spectrum of new technology be thrown out and old technology just being more than revamped, but being upgraded by 10 times. So I'm excited for the future, whether it is residential, low to huge size, a huge size commercial solar panel cleaning. It's going to be awesome. And the beautiful thing about it is that we have so much that's going on right here in this group. And there's so much information and knowledge that is being shared. I love that. Thank you so much for joining me tonight and talking about hyCleaner and the robots, and also about solar panel cleaning in general. I wanted to, before we end this, I wanted to get back on one thing. We were talking about those on-off robots. They're pretty much robots that just like stick onto the ground mounts and just go along them. Now, because you brought over about the Sahara and the deserts and in those areas right there, I think those are really, really cool. And those are like areas where they can't use water. And I would say, and I think like maybe when I first started the group, this guy contacted me who lived over there, and he had this huge field that he needed to clean. I mean, there were just a ridiculous amount of panels that they had for like their village. I mean, it was just intense. The pictures he sent me, I mean, it was literally a village. And they had these rows of panels and just individual, solid solo, just one row of them. It wasn't like 3 stacks of solar panels, just row, but a bunch of them. And so they were cleaning them, but they were cleaning them with like the most raggedy types of towels that they had, and then brooms, and literally like a regular small kitchen dust broom and all these different things. I'm interested to see what they're going to do in like those types of areas in the future. Like I said, what works for one cleaner doesn't work for another cleaner in that part of the world. Yeah. So I did when we were.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, the only thing I was going to bring up is because was leading into this when at the Inter-Solar convention that they had. Did you see the one that they had there that had the like? It looked like towels, I believe, on top of it. Did you see that?
What did it look like?
They had one of those little, rotating brushes that connect to the array, but it had towels on it. It was like towels.
I did not see that. That was an Inter-Solar?
Yeah, it was at the convention. It was just a little bit beyond you, like maybe 2 rows over, behind you and whatnot. But it was very, very interesting. And so I'm very curious. I like to watch what they're doing out there. And I think it's important. All these things are important. It's important to talk about all this kind of stuff and to consider the different types of factors, because you can find yourself in a situation where you might need to borrow somebody's knowledge. You need to borrow some of their cleaning methods and how they figured it out. That's really about all I got. I got to be truthful with you. After doing this appointment today, I am so tired. I get to these podcasts nowadays and I'm like, geez, I'm like dying out here. But you know what? I've got a video coming out that I think you're going to like. I've been working on this one video. One of the videos that I had that was had the most engagement audience wise on YouTube was top 5 solar panel cleaning fails for newbies. And I said stuff like, don't clean solar panels with squeegees. Don't use a pressure washer, different things like that. Well, I got a new one coming out. It's amazing. I'm almost a star. I feel like I'm a celebrity. I have a film guy who comes around with me who films me. And I swear me and Mike, our heads are through the roof. We feel like we're just like, we get out of the truck and we're just like, yeah, we're celebrities. Don't worry about it. You guys just back up. We're cleaning celebrities. People just stare at us like we're fools. But this video is going to be awesome, Carla. And I think you're really, really going to like it. I think everybody's going to like it. And I'm thinking it should be done in about, I think I got a week then I'll be done with it. But one of the things that I talk about is not having the proper equipment, and getting a job without having the right equipment. And I think that's something that we talked about today, and something that's very, very important. I want to emphasize this since we're talking about the robot. It's very, very important for you guys to make sure that you're addressing exactly this important topic, and that's having the right equipment for the job. So before you guys get out there and start going crazy on commercial, before you get out there and start worrying about the price of what the solar panels are, make sure you do the research. Great way to do that is obviously through the group. But another great way to do that, let me see if I can do this one more time here, is put this in the comments. I'll pop this up. You can go right here and get Carla's book. That'd probably help you out big time. That's probably a really, really good place to go. So if you guys haven't already through this episode, after this episode or sometime, make sure you hop on there and check that out. She's probably got some really good stuff. In fact, I'm not going to say she probably does. I know she does have some good stuff because she's just as geeky about solar panel cleaning as me. So that's what I'm saying. Carla, thank you so much for spending time with me. Are you here in the States or are you out of the States right now?
I'm out of the States actually in the moment. So I'm in Argentina actually at the moment, and Nice. I'll be back in a couple of weeks. So yeah, basically I come and go a lot, but in July I'm going to be permanently, let's put it this way, full-time in the States.
Nice. If you guys don't know, Carla is actually, you're a year younger than me. I'm 44, but Carla is pretty much from the same generation as me, from San Diego, from the same little area as me. So she's a SoCal person just like me. I love her. She's awesome. And she's a solar panel cleaning geek, which is what we love. Thank you again so much for joining us. Can you drop some links for us? Where are some places that we should go and look for you? Maybe drop the hyCleaner link and stuff.
Yeah, the hyCleaner link is fine. It really, if you just, the book is, I think, one of the best places to start. And if I just put it this way, feel free to private message me. If I don't get back to you, it's just because thank you. For some reason, I missed your message. But let's put it this way. I really enjoy engaging with everybody in the group and people who aren't in the group. So if you have a question, feel free to ping me. And yeah, you can head out to the hyCleaner website, obviously. But let's put it this way, the majority of people that are getting into this business are getting into the business because solar panels are going up. We expect 1.1 billion panels to go up in the United States just for commercial, industrial, and solar farms in the next 8 years, right? So 1.1 billion panels. Yeah. So as solar grows, so does solar panel cleaning. So we're seeing scarcity in terms of suppliers. Basically in Los Angeles, they have a scarcity issue. They can't find people to clean panels. So just take that into mind. And usually when I'm talking in general, just so you guys know, anybody who listens to me, I'm always talking about commercial, industrial, and solar farms. I really don't know anything about residential, and Chris is the expert, I think, in residential. So
I've really mastered it. I love residential. I left commercial just and got into residential, and I have not left. I don't think that for the rest of my career, at least when I'm out there, I don't even know how much longer I'm going to be actually out there cleaning myself. I've tried to push it longer and longer, but I don't think it's happening. My beard is all over the place. By the way, my wife got me this Jack Black stuff for it because it's so bad. I made the mistake of shaving. I don't like to shave because whenever I shave, I screw it all up. It just gets really bad for me. It's just a bad thing. So. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me and Carla on Solar Panel Clean Friends podcast. We'll be back again next Tuesday at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You guys are welcome to come back and join us. Next week, we're actually giving away a prize from Tucker USA. So you might want to join in because you might win something. We're always giving away something or doing something super, super cool. All right, Carla. Thank you so much for joining the podcast. Thank you, everybody else. We'll see you in the group, and we will see you guys next